August 15, 1987. 3 men lay dead on Freeman's Bay Road. Blood stained the asphalt. Shell casings glinted in the morning sun. This wasn't random violence. This was a declaration. 2 gangs, 1 city, a war that would consume Auckland for decades. The Headhunters versus Black Power. New Zealand's most brutal gang conflict was about to tear communities apart and claim dozens more lives. What happened next? Well, that changed everything. You're about to witness the true story of New Zealand's deadliest gang war. To understand this war, we need to go back, way back. 1970s Auckland. The economy was crumbling. Unemployment hit 37% in South Auckland. Families struggled to put food on the table. Young Maori men felt abandoned, angry, forgotten by a system that promised equality but delivered nothing. Then came inspiration from across the Pacific. The Black Panthers, civil rights, Black pride, power through unity. 1979, Black Power formed in Otara. Their patch? A clenched black fist. Their message? We won't be pushed around anymore. They claimed territory fast. Mangere, South Auckland, streets where police rarely patrolled, and when they did, tensions exploded. But Black Power wasn't alone on Auckland's streets. 16 years earlier, 1963, a different group had already staked their claim. The Headhunters Motorcycle Club, founded by Desbruff and 7 friends in a Ponsonby garage. They were weekend warriors riding for fun. This was brotherhood built on fear. Their patch told the story. A death's head skull, wings spread wide, colors that meant business. Early members? Dock workers, factory hands, men who knew violence paid better than honest work. Recruitment was simple. Prove your worth. Commit a crime. Show loyalty above everything else. By 1970, membership reached 50. All European New Zealanders. All male. All willing to do whatever it took. They weren't content selling drugs on street corners. Headhunters thought bigger. Supply chains, distribution networks, wholesale operations, cannabis from Northland, methamphetamine from backyard labs. Stolen goods from Auckland's ports. Protection rackets followed. Bars paid for security. Businesses bought peace. Those who refused, windows got smashed, owners got hurt. North Shore was their kingdom. Birkenhead to Albany, territory marked by fear, controlled through brutality. Money flowed in, power grew. By 1975, they controlled drug routes from Waitemata Harbor to Queen Street. But success bred ambition. Central Auckland beckoned. More customers, bigger profits. Their territory expanded south. Straight into Black Power's backyard. 2 gangs, same city, collision was inevitable. 1979, 2 worlds collided. Headhunters pushed their drug operations into South Auckland. Black Power said no. This was their turf. Police intelligence files from that year tell the story. Heated confrontations, threats exchanged, weapons stockpiled. Detective Inspector Mike Stevens wrote in his report, "Open warfare appears inevitable." Both gangs recruited heavily. Tensions mounted. The city held its breath. But neither group anticipated what would happen next. March 23, 1983. Hunter's Corner Tavern, Papatoetoe. What started as a chance encounter became the match that lit the fuse. Tony Williams, Black Power enforcer, walked into what he didn't know was Headhunters territory. 3 bikers confronted him at the bar. Court records show what happened next. Williams was beaten unconscious, hospitalized for 6 weeks, fractured skull, broken ribs, internal bleeding. But here's what made this different. Headhunters left their patch on his chest, a calling card, a deliberate insult. Witness Sarah Mackenzie testified, "They weren't hiding anymore. They wanted everyone to know who did this. Black Power had a choice: walk away or retaliate." Police knew trouble was coming, but they were stretched thin. 12 officers covered all of South Auckland. No gang unit, no resources. Detective Sergeant Paul Morrison later admitted, "We were fighting a war with water pistols." 3 days later, the New Zealand Herald ran their first story. Gang violence rocks Auckland. The public was terrified. Radio talkback exploded. Residents demanded action. Politicians promised solutions they couldn't deliver. The gangs, they were past talking. April 8, 1983. Black Power struck back. Headhunters Clubhouse, Birkenhead. Molotov cocktails shattered windows. Motorcycles torched. Damage, $40,000. No one died. Yet, May 15th, headhunters retaliated. Drive-by shooting, Otara shops. Bullets sprayed the Black Power hangout. 1 wounded. Marcus Tane, 19 years old, paralyzed from the waist down. The violence accelerated. 1984, 6 major incidents. Baseball bats, shotguns, machetes. 2 dead. 1985, 11 attacks. First automatic weapons appear. 4 killed, 12 hospitalized. 1986, the worst year yet. 17 confrontations. Body count climbed to 9. Police recovered an arsenal. Sawed-off shotguns, military-grade rifles, homemade explosives, brass knuckles. Detective Inspector Stevens told reporters, "We're dealing with urban warfare, but behind the statistics were real people. Real families destroyed." Lisa Chen lost her brother Danny. Wrong place, wrong time. Caught in crossfire outside Hunter's Plaza. She testified at the coroner's inquest. He was 22, studying engineering. His crime? Walking to the bus stop. Maria Santos watched her son recruited at 14. They offered him money, protection, a family. "I couldn't compete with that." Police launched Operation Takahi. Round-the-clock surveillance, undercover officers, phone taps. Results? 57 arrests, 31 convictions, average sentence, 18 months. The gangs adapted, recruited faster than police could arrest. Violence escalated. 1987, the year everything changed. January through July, 14 dead, 23 wounded. Auckland had become a war zone, but nothing prepared the city for what happened on August 15th. Freeman's Bay Road, 6:47 a.m. 3 headhunters members left their clubhouse. Routine collection run, drug money from the night before. They never made it to their bikes. Black Power had been watching, waiting, planning. 7 men, automatic weapons, a carefully orchestrated ambush. The forensic report paints a horrific picture. 63 bullet holes in the clubhouse wall. Blood spatter patterns indicating close-range execution. Gary Mitchell, 34, shot 11 times. Trevor Holmes, 28, died instantly from head wounds. Kevin Palmer, 26, crawled 15 meters before bleeding out. Police ballistics expert Dr. James Crawford testified, "This wasn't a firefight. This was systematic elimination." Shell casings recovered, AK-47 rounds, military ammunition, weapons sourced from overseas suppliers. Detective Inspector Stevens arrived at 7:15 a.m. 28 years on the force. He'd seen everything. His official report stated, "Crime scene resembled a military battlefield, level of violence unprecedented in New Zealand history." But the killers made one mistake. Witness, Margaret Foster, 62, lived across the street, watched from her bedroom window. She identified the getaway vehicle, license plate, 3 faces. Within hours, warrants were issued, manhunt launched. 3 bodies on Freeman's Bay Road changed everything. The government couldn't ignore this anymore. August 20th, 1987, 5 days after the massacre, Police Commissioner John Jameson announced the formation of New Zealand's first gang intelligence unit. 24 detectives, unlimited overtime, 1 mission: end the war. Detective Sergeant Graham Walsh was appointed unit commander. His strategy: get inside both gangs. Operation Mongoose launched September 1st. Undercover officers infiltrated both organizations. fake identities, criminal backgrounds created from scratch. Constable Michael Barnes spent 18 months as Spike Thompson, wannabe headhunter, living the life, drinking with killers, witnessing crimes he couldn't prevent. His psychological evaluation later revealed severe PTSD, the cost of getting inside. Meanwhile, police turned members against each other. Informants paid $20,000 per conviction. Street dealer Jimmy Morrison flipped first, testified against his Black Power brothers for immunity, but informants faced deadly consequences. Morrison's body was found in Waitemata Harbor. Concrete boots. A message to other potential witnesses. Three bodies on Freeman's Bay Road changed everything. The government couldn't ignore this anymore. August 20th, 1987. 5 days after the massacre, Police Commissioner John Jameson announced the formation of New Zealand's first gang intelligence unit. 24 detectives, unlimited overtime, one mission: end the war. Detective Sergeant Graham Walsh was appointed unit commander. His strategy: get inside both gangs. Operation Mongoose launched September 1st. Undercover officers infiltrated both organizations. Fake identities, criminal backgrounds created from scratch. Constable Michael Barnes spent 18 months as Spike Thompson, wannabe headhunter, living the life, drinking with killers, witnessing crimes he couldn't prevent. His psychological evaluation later revealed severe PTSD, the cost of getting inside. Meanwhile, police turned members against each other. Informants paid $20,000 per conviction. Street dealer Jimmy Morrison flipped first, testified against his Black Power brothers for immunity, but informants faced deadly consequences. Morrison's body was found in Waitemata Harbor. Concrete boots. A message to other potential witnesses. The legal system struggled. Witness intimidation became routine. Families threatened. Evidence disappeared from police storage. Crown Prosecutor Helen Davies faced death threats daily. Armed escorts to court. Bulletproof vest under her robes. She told the Herald, "Justice requires courage. Sometimes the cost is your life." March 1988, the first major trials began. 27 defendants charged with murder, conspiracy, firearms offenses. The Freeman's Bay Killers. Life sentences. No parole for 25 years, but convictions came with a price. Court security cost $3 million. Judges received round-the-clock protection. Jury members' identities sealed permanently. The war was ending, but at what cost? The gang war didn't happen in isolation. Real people lived in these neighborhoods, worked in these streets, raised children here. By 1988, South Auckland looked like a ghost town after dark. Shops closed early. Residents stayed indoors. Fear ruled. Property values plummeted 40% in Otara. Mungere house prices fell 35%. Families couldn't sell, couldn't leave. Local business owner David Chen watched his grocery store die slowly. Customers stopped coming. Too dangerous. I lost everything my family built. Westfield Shopping Center hired private security. Metal detectors installed. Gang colors banned from premises. Schools became recruitment grounds. Principals reported 13-year-olds wearing gang patches. Teachers afraid to intervene. Tangaroa College principal Margaret Williams implemented strict uniform policies. Random searches. Police presence on campus. She explained, "We were losing kids to gangs faster than we could educate them. Desperate times required desperate measures." Parents formed patrol groups. Neighborhood watch meetings became survival sessions. How to recognize gang signs, when to call police, where to hide your children. Mary Thompson, mother of 3, "I moved to New Zealand for safety. Instead, I found war on my doorstep." Media coverage intensified the fear. Television news led with gang stories nightly. Newspaper headlines screamed violence. But journalists faced ethical questions. Were reports informing the public or glorifying criminals? Herald editor James Sullivan defended coverage. Public has the right to know. Transparency keeps democracy alive. Critics disagreed. Dr. Robert Hayes, criminologist, sensational reporting creates copycat violence. Media becomes complicit in bloodshed. Television stations implemented guidelines, no gang patch displays, criminal names withheld, violence details minimized. The damage was done. Auckland's reputation suffered internationally. Tourism dropped 15%. Investment fled offshore. By late 1988, everyone was exhausted. The violence had to stop. Community elders stepped forward. Maori Kamatua from both sides. Men who commanded respect across gang lines. Joe Williams, respected Ngāti Porou elder, called for hui. Traditional meeting, sacred ground where weapons were forbidden. November 15, 1988. Marae and Otahuhu. 40 gang members attended. Police stayed away. Williams spoke for 3 hours. In Te Reo Maori. About Wakapapa. About shame brought to their ancestors. Black Power Lieutenant Tama Johnson later recalled, "He made grown men weep. We remembered who we were before the patches." Temporary ceasefire agreed. 6 months. No violence, no retaliation. Government saw opportunity. Social Welfare Minister Ruth Richardson announced Operation Fresh Start. $10 million. Job training, housing assistance, youth programs. But implementation failed. Bureaucracy moved slowly. Gang members needed immediate support. Programs launched too late. Meanwhile, arrests had gutted leadership structures. Headhunters lost 12 senior members to prison. Black Power leadership decimated. Power vacuums created new problems. Younger members rejected peace agreements, hungry for respect, eager to prove themselves. Detective Inspector Stevens observed, "We removed the generals, but the soldiers kept fighting." Prison sentences had unexpected consequences. Gangs recruited behind bars. Networks strengthened inside. Criminal education intensified. Mount Eden Prison became gang headquarters. Messages smuggled out. Orders transmitted. Violence coordinated from cells. Former inmate Ray Mitchell. "Prison didn't reform us. It made us better criminals." 1989 brought fresh violence. New generation, new weapons, old hatred. The peace lasted 7 months, but the story doesn't end there. 37 years later, the war officially ended, but its effects still haunt New Zealand. Headhunters today, approximately 400 patched members. 47 chapters nationwide. Still New Zealand's largest motorcycle gang. Black Power, 300 active members. Concentrated in Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch. Leadership more centralized now. Both organizations adapted. Violence decreased. Business focus increased. Methamphetamine trade worth hundreds of millions annually. Parliament responded with tough legislation. 2009 Gangs Act banned patches in public spaces. Asset forfeiture laws stripped criminal wealth. Police established permanent gang crime teams. Intelligence sharing with Australia. Surveillance technology tracks movements constantly. But families still carry the scars. Patricia Holmes lost her son Trevor in Freeman's Bay 37 years ago. She still attends victim support meetings. The pain never leads. Every anniversary brings it back. Trevor would be 65 now. Grandfather material. Second-generation effects prove devastating. Children of gang members show higher rates of depression, anxiety, violence normalization. Dr. Sarah McKenzie, trauma specialist. Violence becomes inherited, passed down like DNA. Breaking cycles requires generations. Community programs work to intervene. Salvation Army's Bridge program removes gang patches, provides job training, fresh starts. Success stories exist. Former headhunter Daniel Morrison now counsels at-risk youth. "I show them photos of my friends' graves." Reality cuts through gang romance, but recruitment continues. Young men seeking belonging, purpose, respect through fear. Auckland schools report gang presence in 70% of South Auckland institutions. Colors displayed, territory marked, history repeating. Police estimate gang-related crime costs New Zealand $200 million annually. Court proceedings, incarceration, victim compensation. The Freeman's Bay killers remain in prison. 3 life sentences, parole denied repeatedly. Justice served, but communities still heal. The numbers tell the story of New Zealand's deadliest gang war. Final count, 43 deaths, 117 wounded. Hundreds of families destroyed. Court records show 237 convictions. Combined sentences, 847 years imprisonment. Cost to taxpayers, $53 million in police operations, court proceedings, and victim compensation. Today's threat assessment? Police classified both gangs as high-risk criminal organizations. Active monitoring continues. Violence potential remains. But here's the question that matters. How do we protect our communities from this happening again? What solutions do you see? Better youth programs? Stronger policing? Economic opportunities? Community involvement? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters in this conversation. This is our shared responsibility. Our neighborhoods. Our children's future. If this investigation opened your eyes to New Zealand's hidden criminal history, subscribe now. More untold crime stories are coming. Cases that shaped our nation. Truth that demands telling. The Headhunters versus Black Power war changed everything. The lessons? We're still learning them. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.